by our research question. What hit our minds at first? Our research question is there a significant difference between the stressor and the prevalence of stress among medical students of Borsai University? Next. The null hypothesis is that there is no significant difference between the stressor and the prevalence of stress among medical students of Borsai University. Let's start the introduction with the first word in the title, which is stress. What is meant by stress? Stress is defined as a psychological and physical reaction to the ever-increasing demands of life. It is a source of negative conditions experienced by people of all ages from different cultures. Next. Medical school. Actually, medical school is considered as a stressful environment which exerts a negative effect on a student's performance, physical health, and psychological well-being. It is well documented that medical education is even more stressful as compared to other professional students. Stress can decrease attention, reduce concentration, impinge on decision-making, and reduce students' abilities to establish good relationships with patients, resulting in feeling inadequate and unsatisfied with their clinical practice in the future. Therefore, this study is aiming to measure the prevalence and detect the sources of stress among medical students in the Faculty of Medicine of Borsai University, which is considered as a simple message that will allow for the use of this information to reduce stress among medical students. Study objectives. The primary objectives is to measure the prevalence of stress among the medical students of different academic years. The second primary objective is to identify the sources of stress among medical students. The secondary objective is to compare the differences in the prevalence and sources of stress among medical students of different years of medical school. Methods of the research. First, the study design. The type of our study design was a cross-sectional descriptive study design. As Professor Inas and Dr. Ayad taught us, cross-sectional study is often used for prevalence studies, so this is why we choose this type of study design. The study population were 244 students, divided as 116 students participated from the second year, 75% from the third year, and 53, which is a whole batch of the fourth academic year. The sampling procedures, as I said, the whole batch of the fourth academic year were taken, and the second and third year were selected by certified random sampling. Next. Study variables. Study variables are divided into two groups. The first is the response variables, which is the predicted variable or the dependent variables. The second is the explanatory variables or the independent variables. The response variables are the sources of stress, which is divided into 6 groups. The first is the academic related stress, ARS. The second is the intrapersonal and interpersonal related stressor. The third is the teaching and learning related stressor. The fourth is the social related stressor. The fifth is the drive and desire related stressor. And the last one and the sixth is the group activities related stressor. This is a response variable. Regarding the explanatory variables are the gender, academic year, and the address. Data collection 2. Data collected by a self-administrated questionnaire related to the stress among the Borsai medical students. The obstacles which faces during data collection were we had to collect the data in 2 days as a result of the unavailability of the students from various academic years at the same time. The time between the lecture was inadequate to collect all the data in the 2 days. The questionnaire included 3 parts. The first part is personal information such as sex, academic year, and address. The second is a 12-item general health questionnaire to measure the stress level. And the third part was a questionnaire from the medical students' stressor questionnaire to identify the source of stress. Data management, all data were coded to facilitate the transfer of data. This goes as entered to the computer through statistical package for social science SPSS. version 20, where all statistical analysis were performed. Descriptive statistics applied in the numerical forms, graphs and tables were used when needed. Regarding the results, the first figure showed the prevalence of stress among the students that studied the whole study population, which are the 244 students. As shown in this figure, 109 out of 116 students of the second academic year diagnosed as stressed students. 71 out of the 75 students diagnosed as having stress. 49 out of the 53 diagnosed as having stress. Regarding the percentages, 94% of the second year have stress, 94.7, nearly 93% of the fourth batch have stress. Regarding the prevalence of stress among the gender, we have 153 females participated in this project, 93 males, so 83 out of the 93 males have stress, 146 females out of the 53 have stress. Next. This is the percentages. Next. The academic related stressor. Academic related stressor refers to any form of academic events such as examination system, assessment methods, grading methods, and any activities related to the academic event. This figure shows the impact of the academic related stressor on the medical students who have stress, which are 229 students. The academic related stressor causes moderate stress to the second year, and it causes high stress to the third and fourth year. Next. It causes high stress causes moderate stress to the males and causes high stress to the females. Next. This is the second type of stressor, which is the intrapersonal and interpersonal related stressor. It shows in the figure that it causes moderate stress to the second year and to the third year, and it causes mild stress to the fourth year. This is the relation between the IRS and the gender of the medical students. It causes moderate stress to the females, and it causes also moderate stress to the males. This is a teaching and learning related stressor. It causes moderate stress to the second year. It causes high stress to the third year, and it causes moderate stress to the fourth academic year. It causes moderate stress to the males and causes high stress to the females. This is a social related stressor. Refers to leisure time for family and friends, time for own self, social activities. So we found that social related stressor causes moderate stress to the second, third, and fourth academic year. It causes moderate stress also to the males and females. Next. This is the relation between the social related stressor and the residency of the medical students. As shown in the figure, the majority of the students are from Bursaid, and after next the Dumyat. So statistically, there is no relationship between the social related stressor and the residency of the medical students. This is the impact of the drive and desire related stressor. It causes moderate stress to the second year. It causes mild to high stress to the third year, and it causes mild to the fourth academic year. This is a relation between the drive and the gender. As shown in the figure, it causes from mild to moderate with nearly similar values. Next. This is the impact of group activities on the academic students, of the medical students, sorry. It causes moderate to the whole study population. And statistically, there is no significant difference between the impact of the group academic related stressor on the medical students who have stress. As shown in this figure, it also causes moderate stress to the males and females. Conclusion. To conclude, based on our results, the study shows that nearly 62% of the study population are females. Most of the students, about 47.5%, are in the second year. The majority of them, nearly 94%, have stress with no significant difference in relation between the stress and the gender. The second academic year have the highest prevalence of stress among total study population. The study revealed also that the ARS, the academic-related stresses, causes high stress to 44.1% of the medical students, while the IRS causes moderate stress to 46% of them. Also, the teaching and learning-related stresses causes moderate stress to the largest proportion of the students, which is 41%, while the causes moderate stress to only, causes severe stress to only 8% of them. The study also reveals that the magnitude of the stress among the medical students was response rate 100%, which was not elected in other studies. This concern will markedly affect academic achievement and personal growth development. As a result, medical students may feel inadequate and unsatisfied with their career as a medical practitioners in the future. Recommendations. Based on our results, following recommendations are made in order to reduce the stress among our colleagues. The first recommendation is the administration should address the stress among medical students by taking measures such as the creation of congenial environment, peer education, and counseling. The second recommendation is the students should be taught different stress management techniques to improve their ability to cope with demanding professional goals. It is important for academic staff to be aware of presence of symptoms and stress and depression at an early stage to prevent psychological morbidity among medical students and young doctors. Next, the living conditions of the students. The living condition of the students and their recreational facilities should be improved. They also need to bring about changes in the quality of teaching and evaluation system. The last recommendation is that the need to develop appropriate prevention and intervention programs are medical students also to create a better medical curriculum. Thank you for paying attention. I hope you enjoyed the presentation.
Thank you, Muhammad, for this very nice presentation. Actually, we enjoy it. بنأكد بس حاجة أن في 10 minutes for each talk. فرجاء الالتزام